for the students though?
They're kind of signaling. Okay, all right, here we go. 10, 11, 12.
Cars, expensive cars,
Good morning, parents, friends, family, faculty, staff, and trustees. Welcome to those who are joining us virtually. Most importantly, a very special welcome to our seniors, the class of 2024. Woo! What a beautiful day. Thanks to the team who worked so hard to set up Academy Garden. From here, you would never know that we're sitting next to a massive construction zone. I'm Jennifer Pline, and as co-presidents, Jen Burley and I send our warmest wishes and congratulations to you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. It wasn't so long ago that I sat in the audience when my two daughters, Hannah and Charlotte, graduated on beautiful days like this. Yet we're living in a completely changed world since 2020. Your last few months of 8th grade were spent going to school remotely, and your 9th grade year was experienced in various stages of in-person or remote, all across the globe, never being fully together in community. I had almost forgotten stacks. You wore masks, you stayed 6 feet apart, ate outside under tents, and maybe didn't even fully see each other during that time. It was really hard to form the initial bonds that are so important with your classmates and the incredible adults on campus. Yet you have been resilient and formed an amazing community. One of the fun things I've done this year is to give tours to prospective families. While doing that, I've been able to surreptitiously get to know you throughout the year. In September, I could sense both the nervousness and excitement of coming back to campus and the possibilities that the school year would bring. At Thanksgiving time, I observed the tension and seriousness of the end of the semester. The library was busier and the hallways were quieter. As the year progressed and the weather finally improved, I'd see you out on the quad again, socializing, throwing a football, and no worries about almost hitting me with one, studying, or just relaxing. I've attended some of your chapels and have come away in awe of your thoughtfulness, wisdom, authenticity, willingness to be vulnerable, and the care you have for your community. I don't know how your families feel, but I literally cry at every one. And here we are today on your final day as seniors, back to the nervousness and excitement of what is to come next for you. You all look great, and you are amazing. I did many things during my career, but some of my favorites were connecting with people and doing research. So in preparing for today, I conducted some informal research by asking the adults on campus how they would describe the class of 2024. I spoke with a diverse group of people, but some themes emerged. You are tenacious and fierce. You have no trouble advocating for yourselves and what you feel is right. You are well-versed in confronting adversity and change. Witness what you've overcome in your 4 years here. You are tradition bearers and tradition makers. Perhaps by necessity, you've had to create your own traditions, but you still enjoy past traditions. Your edition of a senior sunrise event at Walden Pond is especially noteworthy. You are creative and graceful. You are fantastic artists, scholars, performers, and athletes. You are energetic, and yes, some have said rambunctious. One person pointed out that you have spent your senior year trying to infuse camaraderie, fun, and lightness into the community, and that your time at CA has felt too short. As short as it has felt, you have the rest of your life to be a CA alum. I want to close by saying that you will always have a home here. I hope that over the upcoming years that you will return home to share with us how you are doing, your accomplishments, your challenges, and your commitment to making your home a better place. Congratulations, class of 2024. I'd like to now turn the podium over to Henry Fairfax, head of school.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Well, great day, fellow humans. Welcome home. What a good-looking crowd we have here with us today, especially our seniors. You all look amazing, even better than formal. A warm and hearty welcome to all of our families and friends who traveled near and far to be with us today for this special occasion. Another welcome and thank you to all CA faculty, trustees, and alums. Jennifer, thank you for your remarks this morning. You and Jen have steered the Board of Trustees admirably and been excellent partners for me as I settle into my headship at CA. I look forward to our work together. Seniors, the countdown is no longer days, as you subtly reminded us at announcements in the PAC over the last several months. In less than an hour, you will inch ever so closely toward a new kind of independence. And I'd like to remind you, run, don't hurry. These next few years are about careful exploration and risk-taking. As a parent of a 20-year-old, Bryce, who you all have seen around, and a 22-year-old, Brooklyn, who hasn't been around in a little bit, I'm qualified to give you that advice, and hopefully you'll listen to me more than Bryce and Brooklyn. Just kidding. They always listen to me. Can I ask every parent, grandparent, guardian who would like to please stand or raise a hand with us and be recognized? If you all don't already know this, you are superheroes in this movie where your children are the main characters. Seniors, your superheroes will continue to serve you beyond your time at CA. The simple truth is that you are stuck with all of us for life, and that's a great thing because we really love you. As I recall, the college years require a lot of dependence in the areas of food, money, and laundry. Based on several visits back to campus for an untold number of alums, I anticipate and hope that you will return to CA early and often. Remember, CA will always be home. When you return, you will visit with former advisors, teachers, coaches, and other faculty who will welcome you with warm arms and curiosity about your journey. Be ready to share. We can't wait to listen and guide where necessary. I predict that the time away will likely remind you all of the special connections shared between adults and students in the CA community. You have been guided by a faculty who have walked beside you on your learning journey every step of the way. I want to invite the seniors to stand and join me in honoring Concord Academy's faculty and staff. Some, but not all of you, know that we have some super special and unique traditions at CA, like the senior song you just witnessed. Another tradition is that our commencement does not include any awards, prizes, or diplomas with distinction. Over 70 years ago, Headmistress Josephine Tucker did away with awards in deference to our shared love of learning and focus on the process and transformation over the product and transaction of school. This tradition allows us to honor each student and is one of the many admirable qualities at Concord Academy. Of course, some ceremonial traditions persist. This morning, truly special speakers will share words of wisdom with our seniors, and then we will present each one with a Concord Academy diploma. Seniors, it was an honor to stand or sit in the back of the chapel or outside and listen to your words over the course of the year. I am confident that you have been blessed with some of the best educators in the world, and it is also true that we have been blessed to have some of the most thoughtful, passionate, and engaged students anywhere. Every chapel talk, your words inspired us to reflect, be vulnerable, persistent, funny, and humble. The challenges presented by the last 4 years are well documented, but your resilience in times of adversity will set you apart in the years to come. Remember, diamonds are cultivated under intense pressure, and they take time to form. But in the end, they shine in the brightest of lights. In a few minutes, you will join 6,219 diamonds, or CA alums, shining their light in the world by making an impact in their community and for the people they serve. We are forever grateful for all you did to impact Concord Academy during your time, and we are overjoyed to honor you today. I would now like to invite this year's student head of school to come forward to share some remarks with you and celebrate her peers. The Concord Academy class of 2024, please welcome Jessie Jossie Ma.
Good morning, everybody. And I want to start off with gratitude. I feel that commencement is especially bittersweet because it marks more than just a milestone in our education, but also a goodbye to home. Concord Academy has become a home thanks to the love and support of countless people. Thank you to the STUFAC staff for keeping us nourished, ops for keeping our home running, the Student Life Office staff, and the hard work of many, many other hands that make our time here possible. Thank you to our teachers, faculty, and coaches whose love of learning and lessons in and outside the classroom have left an undeniable mark on us as students and as people. Thank you to our families and guardians who have given us the invaluable opportunity to be here and the gift that is this education. And to the class of 2024, thank you for 4 years of growing, learning, and playing together. In preparation for this, I read through everybody or everyone I could find's chapel, and so expect a note in the mail or an email later with a thank you or in a quote or two from your chapel. At the beginning of this year, I talked about embracing change and obstacles as a chance for growth. We, the class of 2024, are certainly no stranger to change or obstacles. We entered high school and met each other through speed friending over Zoom, suffered through the stack system, lived through multiple years of being at the turn of the century with centennial years plural, experienced changes in leadership, change in the form of physical construction right now, shout out to the CAC, and change even for our commencement as we end our journey here. First of all, congratulations, we made it, yay! It hasn't been easy, but I couldn't be prouder of our perseverance. Through learning to navigate constant change, what CA has taught me is the importance of integrity, what it means to stay true to or stray from your core values and identity. I know we often make fun of the constant repetition of our mission statement, but I have learned that its strength lies in its ability to remind us of our identity and guide us in times of uncertainty and change. While reading through all of our chapels, the common theme that kept coming up was the idea of not having it all figured out, of not knowing what the future holds. I think this still rings true as we prepare to take our next steps. What CA has given us is not the answers to the future. Rather, it's shown us that although we might not know where our journeys will go, stay committed to who you are and let that guide your path. And as we leave CA and enter the world beyond our bubble, I also want to remember the words of Max Hall's chapel from 2006. Chapel archives are a lovely thing, and quote, If all you do with the gift of a CA education is to go forth and maximize your earning potential without considering the obligations of your privilege, you will, in effect, be turning my life's work into a mockery. Up to you, though, no pressure. Over our 4 years here, outside of CA, we've seen change and pain and conflict nationally and globally, from Supreme Court rulings and overturnings, indescribable pain from wars in Ukraine and Gaza, to the ever-pressing crisis of climate change. I know that as Concord Academy students, the guidance, growth, and lessons we've learned here will no doubt help us become change makers. And I know that it can be easy to fall into apathy when it feels like there are so many problems that need fixing. Remind yourselves to breathe, to find joy in the little things, and to experience each moment fully so you can reinvigorate yourself to the fight for our world. My biggest wish is that even when the work feels daunting, even when making a difference feels futile, that we continue to care and remember the joy and the core values to why we care. What makes CA the unique community that it is, and what keeps Common Trust and this school running is how much everyone cares for one another and the world. We come together to discuss and learn different perspectives, to sign letters to make our voices heard, because we care about this community. I can't wait to see what we can do when we extend our care to the global community and to actions. I know that sometimes it all feels paradoxical, to take care of yourself in order to do common good, to be comfortable with constant change and reinvention, but stay rooted to who you are, to stay unfinished and continue to grow, but keep your integrity. I think the best that we can do, and the best message that I can give right now, is to live in the paradox, to live in our multitudes. Class of 2024, it has been an honor to learn with all of you. I will miss the chaos of whatever the WhatsApp group chat is, napping in the senior section, quad days together, and getting to know all you amazing people. But I'm also really excited to see who we all become. All of my love, always. And now, because I'm up here, say cheese. All right. And now I'd like to pass it on to the Concord Academy Chorus.
Thank you, Concord Academy Chorus. And good morning, everyone. It is my honor as class president to introduce you all to our 2024 commencement speaker. Today, we will hear from Alexandra Berzon, a distinguished alum of Concord Academy's class of 1997, who has made significant contributions through storytelling in journalism. She is a graduate of Vassar College and received a master's degree in journalism from UC Berkeley. Berzon's career has been marked by a series of groundbreaking investigations that have not only informed the public, but have also brought about meaningful change. As a reporter for the Las Vegas Sun, her fearless reporting on the unsafe conditions in the construction industry on Las Vegas Strip won her the prestigious Pulitzer Prize for Public Service in 2009. Her mission exposed the human cost of corporate negligence in construction environments, which led to significant reforms and showcased her dedication to holding the powerful accountable and advocating for those without a voice. In 2010, Berzon joined the Wall Street Journal, where she continued to produce impactful investigative stories, focusing on topics ranging from workplace safety to the complexities of the U.S. healthcare system. Her meticulous research, insightful analysis, and compelling storytelling have earned her numerous accolades, including multiple National Press Club awards and recognition from the Society of Professional Journalists. Throughout her career, Berzon has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to integrity, perseverance, and social justice, values that the class of 2024, values that all of us should strive to uphold and reinforce at Concord Academy. Currently, Berzon is working as an investigative reporter covering American politics and elections for the New York Times. Berzon writes in her New York Times profile, "My aim is to tell deeply reported, consequential stories about organizations and people influencing the U.S. elections, with a focus on the voting system themselves. I am always guided by the facts and strive for absolute accuracy and thoroughness in my reporting. I work hard to protect sources." Today, as we celebrate the achievements of the class of 2024, we are fortunate to have Alexandra Berzon back here with us to share her insights, wisdom, and experiences. Please join me in welcoming Alexandra Berzon, Concord Academy, class of 1997, and our 2024 commencement speaker.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for those words, Ben. It was really nice. And thank you for having me here, Henry, family, staff, faculty, and the class of 2024. Wow, just saying that year is incredible because I have a clear memory of standing behind the dumpsters we would go to, I don't know if they're still there, out towards the train station when we would have nights where we would get about 10 or 15 minutes of outdoor time, if I recall, and we'd go out there and right before we were supposed to go to sleep, which I often didn't. And I remember one night we got to talking about how we would soon be approaching the millennium, when we wondered specifically about where we would be that New Year's Eve of 1999, which seemed so far away, 3 whole years back then, when life beyond our days at Concord Academy would be in the past, and it still felt so unknown. And now here we are in 2024, and here I am back at Concord Academy, so it's all a little surreal, but life does move on. I'm truly honored to be able to speak with you at this pivotal moment in your lives, as you are walking through such an important transition, as well as in our lives, in this moment in history when there is so much uncertain and at stake. But it's also a little intimidating. After being asked to talk to you today, I went back and I looked at who had given speeches in the past. So T.S. Eliot was the speaker in 1947. And it was raining out apparently that day, according to an account I came across from an English professor who wrote at the time about the speech that Eliot ended up giving in the gym. And this writer described Eliot's poetry as making just the rain itself and these were the words he used, more vibrant, darker, poignantly sad, hellish, heavenly, ironic, animal, awe-inspiring, and beautiful. So Eliot apparently could evoke all those things, all those incredible adjectives just in rain. So surely my prose about business executives and politicians doing bad and holding powerful people to account cannot compete with that poetry. One side note is that this person also described the 17 members of the graduating class of 1947, who are all women, of course, as all being, quote, pink and white students. So looking out here today, I am thrilled to see that the school has come quite a ways. And who else has spoken? There was the US Supreme Court Justice Harry Blackmun. There was also a man who literally walked on a high wire between the Twin Towers in New York. And of course, the speaker at my own graduation was Cornel West, who's quite an orator. These are tough acts to follow. In fact, for me, though, this is a pretty familiar feeling. And maybe some of you recognize it, and maybe some of you are even feeling something similar as you head out into adulthood, or some pre-adulthood version of adulthood. And it sounds like that the chapel speeches may have evoked some of this as well. It's more or less imposter syndrome, the feeling that no matter how many accolades you get, how much experience you accumulate, or how much impact your work has, that you are still a fraud, in whatever environment you're in. Maybe you somehow just got one over everybody else. It's a feeling I know well, but it's also one that I think has often served me well in being an empathetic and effective reporter, citizen, and friend. And it has shaped my outlook. So this is gonna be me attempting an argument for why it's not only okay to feel this way, to feel like you don't know enough, you don't fit in, but that the feeling really can have its benefits as a way to look at the world and to contribute in your own way to making it better. But first I'll go back to my days here again. And somewhere in a box, I think in my garage somewhere, is the speech I gave for my chapel, which it really is such a special tradition. The one part I remember and that has stuck with me is basically an echo of what I'm talking about today. It's an image that I had and that I described out loud in my chapel speech. It's an image of everyone else walking around with a committee in their heads. And it's like this boardroom of people, and they would confer with one another and inform the person how to say the right thing and do the right thing at all moments. But me, somehow, I was just out here winging it. At the time, I think I thought that was a detriment, but I recently came across the writing of an organizational psychologist who described it this way. Many leaders fail to recognize that the faster you can realize you're wrong, the faster you can be right. That takes what I call confident humility. That means thinking more like scientists and less like preachers, prosecutors, or politicians. It means being humble about our convictions and beliefs, curious about the alternatives, and open to discovery and experimentation. This resonates with me. The very best investigative reporters, and the ones I most admire, are fundamentally truth seekers, not just tellers. And they are some of the most self-questioning people that I know. I have seen firsthand the lengths these reporters go to take a fresh look at unjust situations that have been overlooked and to keep digging until they get to the truth. Though certainly we do make mistakes and we run corrections. They ask questions they really don't know the answers to, and from people of different perspectives and experiences. They look through data and records and they listen to the answers all of this is telling them. And we do try to look at all available information and we go where the reporting takes us rather than just a preconceived idea. This isn't a kind of both sidesism, though, where each position is presented equally without getting to the bottom of what is factually true. And it doesn't mean questioning everything to the point of going down false rabbit holes. The idea is to get to the actuality of what happened, but the way you do that is to constantly question yourself and others, to ask the question, but what if I'm wrong, in order to try to be more right. Here's one brief example. For the investigative story, actually, Ben was talking about when I was in my 20s, I was looking into workplace safety investigations by a state agency after many workers had died on a construction site on the Las Vegas Strip. And when I started, I had no idea how to even request public records. I had no idea how workplace safety regulations work. I'd never really done any investigative reporting. But through the not knowing, and by knowing that I didn't know, I stumbled onto something. When the agency gave me the boxes of documents and I combed through them, I just kept tripping over what seemed like there was some kind of missing step. There was something that just didn't make sense. I thought, surely I'm missing something here. I'm the idiot. Why did anyone think I could do this? But embracing that led me to keep asking more questions, and that led me to figure out that there was a critical document that the agency hadn't included at first. And then they finally produced it. And it turned out it was sort of a smoking gun. I describe this type of reporting because I think there are lessons in this for any type of job or hobby, advocacy or passion or pursuit, or even relationships with friends and loved ones. Not that I think you will do it the same, sometimes rather tedious way, but rather with this idea in mind for whatever you're pursuing, having good faith and an open heart in knowing that other people may be fumbling around just as much as you. And I do believe that this approach is especially important because you're coming out of this school at a time when one of the most difficult challenges has been and will be sifting through all of the information that is pouring out and passed around all the time. Usually just quick tidbits, some of it true, some of it not, much of it skewed. Another image in my mind is that of the trope in a number of old movies and TV shows about David versus Goliath type of lawsuits. Like they have sometimes on the show Suits, say. And this would probably not be relevant to anyone anymore because of computer search tools. But the trope is where the big bad company has a document dump with boxes and boxes of discovery. So their boxes are covering this entire office. And they provide so much information to the other lawyer that finding the relevant piece of evidence becomes like a needle in a haystack or maybe almost impossible. That's how I've thought about the environment we're in now, where there is so much information that is pouring in all the time that weeding through it, finding the accurate sources, seeking out the substance becomes difficult. Too much information almost risks veering back to knowing very little. Okay, so maybe I'm painting a bleak picture, but I am so hopeful for you all. I do think that you are up to the challenge of implementing that confident humility. That's because you're coming out of a place that has given you some real grounding in that. From my experience here and what I've learned about the school more recently too, it seems like you have been steeped in this approach. And you've been given the tools needed to seek out justice and truth. You've been given the tools needed to weed through all the mud, to present a perspective, argument, or factual report that is intellectually honest, takes many pieces of information into account, and is well-reasoned. This is also a place that has always backed up that approach with the overriding credo of common trust. Not every institution that you enter when you come out of here is going to have an ethical code like this, but you can still carry core integrity with you in how you relate to others, and you can influence and insist on it in the institutions that you build and influence, from friend groups and family circles to college clubs to workplaces and other organizations, perhaps the halls of government. Truthfully, I wasn't an incredible student when I was a student here, but when I got to college, I was suddenly high achieving. I found myself well prepared, especially for writing essays or research reports that were at least seeking to be bulletproof. I do believe that all of you are leaving similarly ready for whatever next step you are taking, and you may find yourselves pleasantly surprised at just how equipped you are to do good out there. It was also in college where the first week of school, I followed someone from my hall to an informational meeting for the school newspaper, and I almost didn't go. I remember thinking, other people did journalism in high school, so maybe it's too late for me. But within a semester, I was assistant news editor, and then the next year I was news editor. Wherever you're going after this, embrace being an imposter. Try at least one new thing that you think other people already have a head start on. A, they probably aren't as advanced as you think, and B, you'll catch up, but you still have to put in the work. There's a couple of other pieces of advice that I'll attempt to offer, one from my family, the other from my work life, though I must say that offering advice feels unnatural for us imposters. The first is a tenet of my father, who is here today, and when you hear the advice, you might see why he came. to this event, he says that whenever feasible, make the effort to go to weddings, graduations, and other special occasions. When you look back on your life, you don't always remember specific moments from the day-to-day work you did or the time home with your family or home alone. Often what stands out are the more singular adventures, events, and experiences. It's worth the effort for the memories alone. And I'd add similarly that old friends can serve a similar purpose. If you look around you right now, you'll see friends who knew you when you were 14, 15, 16, maybe younger, and you'll never meet new people who knew you that young. These people are your memory. Hang on to them even as you change and grow and meet new people too. My other piece of advice from my work life, but really from the TV show Parks and Recreation, which I really am dating myself now with references, but at least Suits had a more recent cultural moment. The main Parks and Rec character, Leslie Knope, says in the final episode as she's reuniting with some former coworkers, she says, "Find your team and get to work." And she even repeats that same line at the end of a commencement speech that she gives. These words immediately became something of a mantra among myself and a few of my closest work friends. I hadn't intended to go into newspaper work, but my first internship at the Anchorage Daily News, I was struck by how noisy and messy it all was. There was this group of people working intricately and intensely together to put out a newspaper, and I thought, this is for me. Nowadays, so much is different. First of all, local news gathering is detrimentally diminished. And this is my plug to support and read local journalism. But also for all of us, the in-person attention is changed so drastically from the pandemic, which I know and I've heard so much about had such a huge impact on your early days and on your days of your high school experience too. What doesn't change is the reward that comes from collaborating, from being a generous and selfless colleague and friend, from bouncing ideas off one another, from lightening what can be a very dark orbit with humor, from maintaining purpose, from coming together for something better than can be achieved alone. One of my other favorite philosophers about teamwork might be a surprise and may slightly or more than slightly offend anyone who knows anything about basketball, especially any Celtics fans, which is Draymond Green, who certainly has many imperfections, but in the early days, I always appreciated his responses to messages he would get on Twitter that accused him of being a good player, only because he was propped up by playing with superstars like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Draymond would respond not by getting offended or asserting his own prowess, but rather by saying something like this that he said in one of the Twitter responses. He said, "Sounds like you are defining what a team means." When I look back on my career, these relationships with my own colleagues will stand out as much as the impactful work we did. Doing good and important work and working with good people, to me, go hand in hand. God knows there's a lot of work to be done, but I am so encouraged because I do think all of you are up to it. I am so excited for you all to find your team and get to work. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
That was a basketball reference, and it wasn't even for me. The moment has arrived. Fasawat Rawangwang. S. Panet Anetasizon. Pon. Ben. Let's go. Will and Elise. Yejin Huang. Rory Leo Keneally. Aiden Nicholas Quayle. Jude Matthew Lucchese. Caitlin Maria Macy. Samuel Arthur Klein. That was fun. Jesse Jasi Ma. Kiara Wanandi. Marshall Ray Fisher. Ishan Jane. Zhaoi Meng. Zoe Lital Sachs. Natalie O'Shea Schmoka. Yejin Will Liu. Yejin Will Liu. Victor Wong. Madeline Rose Plotnick. Thad William Obenchain. Eva Rose Tootin. Simon Zev Glassenberg. Elise M. Berry. Irene Zhang. Toby James Claxon. Isabel Hongwen Lee. Sofia Cecilia Hernandez Esegualia. Elspeth Rosemary Ye. Iphigenia Alexis O'Malley. Julia Murray Milan. Noah Alexander Garcia. Ritika Amitabh Sinha. Morris Jang. Ava Holiday Brown. Benjamin Lewis Collier.
I know, right? Thank you.
Hannah Rotsnitsky. An Quan Tran. Reed Delgado. Lucy Willa Kerner. Benjamin Chu Lee. Rebecca Lee Fitzgerald. Kai Feingold. Axel Arthur Bostrom. Halsey Blakely Tyler. Sophia Rose Gunn Lawrence. Hannah Patrice Bodner. Georgia Caston Isabella Gates. Jasper Kai Perillis. I see him mixing over there. Maureen Judith Coffey. Avery Renee Kunchala. Charles Bull Kellett. Armani Salcedo. Irene Ishan Zhang. Leela Naomi Sengupta. Theo Dennis von Gottberg. Benjamin Lloyd Bartlett. Phoebe Francis Burke. Brennan Nicholas Beamon. Raymond Hook. Annalise Catherine Taylor. Grace Bahati Kalair. Kathan Rose Gardner. Ridley Hoyt.
There are 40 left on the table after this.
I'm told there are 40 left on the table after this. Aviva Shane Jeffrey. Anya Elizabeth Westra. Amanda Welch Adams. Olamide Oladitan. Yuingjung Jason Mao. Pichuri Nana Jirapan Hong. Willow Kinga Simon.
I'm just a girl.
James Lee. Layla Hussein Mirage. Sutong Wong. Frau Katema Naguse. Zachary Matan Miller. Savannah Lee Warrington. Nate Spencer Gelb. Mohammed Mostaqim. How many?
Like 24.
They said like 24. Dylan Martin Murphy.
Now there's 24 left. I was one off.
Inigo Hare. Emerson Tavs Cook. Kate Helen Saheen. Kelly Lee Kwang Kong. And then there was 20. Connor Paul Gandel. Lynn Sappy Lewis. Marley Jane Kasdan. Ari William Carranza. Felika Trivisvavet. Marisa Nancy Valentina Beard. Smile Shimai Zhang. Graylin Ruth Jadiung Ree. Angelo Chavira Barrera. Samuel Caleb Myers.
Ten left on the table after this.
10 left on the table. Alec Nicholas Nievenhausen. Emmanuel Aralabos Kakides. Sophia Khaled. Ava Jonike Ghosh Driggers. Robert Anthony Skrvanik III. Five after this one. Benjamin Patrick Osborne. Nishat Tasneem. Thomas Daniel Crowley. Isabella Grace Stiles Hall. Nicholas McCabe Brady.
I don't know who it is.
Shiyoung William Kim.
Thank you so much.
That was a heavy sock. And now, I present to you the class of 2024 at Concord Academy.